You know what that means. It means that we've got an incredible guest with us today on MSG AM, the one and only Patrick Ewing, head coach of my alma mater, Georgetown. Good morning, Pat.
Good morning. Good morning. How's everyone doing?
Feeling great, feeling good, man, feeling good. And it doesn't, not a lot of times you can talk to a New York Knicks legend like this, so it's really great to have you. So let's get right into it. We know you got a busy day. First question I want to ask you, it's your fourth season as Georgetown head coach, so you're kind of like a senior right now. What's it been like seeing your first recruiting class go through its whole 4 years into right now, especially in this unprecedented season that we have?
Well, it's great. Those guys, they were my first class, DeMarco Pickett, Devon Blair. They stood the test of time. Hopefully they'll finish up strong and get their degree, because a Georgetown degree is something I think that is very important and can open a lot of doors for them. But it means a lot. I can't believe that the 4 years, it's went by so fast in my mind.
Man, Coach, it has gone by so fast. And it's interesting, you just talked about the degree, and Big John, who's on your shirt, his book comes out next week. I Came as a Shadow, and he's talked so much about the importance of education. Yes, basketball is important, but how proud are you of what your young men have been able to do both on and off the court, particularly this year?
Oh, it's great. We haven't started out the year the way that I would like. I would rather be 4-0 instead of 2-2, but I would take the 2-2, being that we came on campus later than everyone else. We have 9 new faces, and we're still trying to gel and become a cohesive unit. But we have a big test coming up on Friday, and hopefully we'll be up for the task.
Now, Big Coach, you said the 4 years ran by so quickly, even though you have a wealth of experience coaching in the pros. Just in these 4 years, what have been the big difference between coaching in the NBA and coaching college kids?
Well, the biggest difference is, one, the recruiting. In the NBA, you don't do any recruiting. The only recruiting you might do is when free agency time, when you're trying to recruit someone to come to your team.
Don't tell LeBron James that.
The players, they can do all the recruiting they want. But, I think that's the biggest adjustment. And, everyone in college think that they belong in the NBA. And that's another adjustment. You have to try to encourage them, but also, temper it and making sure that they do everything that they possibly can to be the best player at this level, to give them opportunity to get to the next level.
That's such an important point. You mentioned that game coming up. You've got a matchup with St. John's looming for you, especially when you play these games that are still considered rivalries to us Hoyas. What's that like?
Oh, it's great. It was much more of a rivalry when Chris was there, but Mike is a great guy, a great coach, and I'm looking forward to playing him. But I can't go too far in advance. We have Villanova first, and it still stings me because we lost to them in '85. So, we can't take anything lightly. We had an opportunity to beat them last year. We let it slip away in the waning seconds of the game. They're a very good team. They're ranked number 1 in the Big East. So, it's a great game for us.
That's going to be a huge one, man. Villanova is no slouch at all, so I feel you on that. Let's jump to the pros real quick. Let's jump to New York City tomorrow night. We get our first look at the New York Knicks of 2020/2021. Coach Thibodeau is going to be running the ship out there. You have a lot of experience with Coach Tibbs. What can New York expect with Tom Thibodeau at the helm of New York City?
He's a great coach. For one, he stood the test of time. He was there with me when I was playing with the Knicks as an assistant coach. We worked together in Houston on Jeff Van Gundy's staff. He's knowledgeable. He's going to work his butt off to try to put them into the right places and in the right position to try to be successful. He's a workaholic. He's a New York guy. He's going to bring his hard hat and lunch pail every day to try to get those guys to be the best they can be, to help the city bring back the love of the Knicks to the city and get those guys to play to their best.
It's funny you mentioned that, Coach, because the love of the Knicks is certainly still there. Obviously, winning helps us all, but you epitomize what it is to be loved by a fan base, what it is to achieve a high level of success here. And one of the quotes that we love that has come out as we gear up for the season is from Austin Rivers, who basically said, why wouldn't you want to come be a part of this historic franchise and help rebuild? What was that like, and how would you encourage this group of young men to work back toward that?
Well, it's all about mindset. It's about a work ethic. You're not going to win every game, but your goal is to try to, every time you step on that floor and put on that Knick uniform and step into that building, it's all about, bringing that level of excellence that you can to that fan base. We have a huge fan base. No matter where you go in the world, there's always someone that's always come up to me and say, I'm a Knicks fan, and I'm going to be a Knicks fan till the day I die. So that's the goal. Getting back to the grind, putting your shoes and socks on, and get back to the grinding and trying to be the best team you can be. It might not happen overnight, but I think that at some point, the free agents and everybody's going to come back and see what a great city New York is.
We could talk all day long with, in my opinion, the greatest Knick of all time. But I know you got a day job. I know you got to get ready and scout against Villanova and St. John's. So I want to thank you for pulling up. There's a lot of Hoya love in the room right now. So I really do appreciate you pulling up, Patrick. Thank you so much for joining us on MSG AM.
Oh, it's my pleasure. But the first job is I have to get my son on his 9 o'clock Zoom class. So I get him on his class, and then I head out to my second job.
Priorities. Being the dad comes first.
And we admire you for all the jobs that you do, Coach. Have a fantastic day, and good luck this weekend.
I appreciate y'all. Thank you.